I'm going to show you 3 of these 4 different kinds of ways of making joints, and it's not all for extremities. It's also for torso, head, in terms of the neck, and where the head fits onto the neck or the skull. So, first thing, we're going to do an interpenetration joint. First thing I'm going to do is notch this out. I've over notched it. Okay. Rather than using a utility knife to cut the other notch, I'm going to use a pair of scissors here. They actually work a little better because you want to have something fairly concise, or precise rather. So I'm going to do that. I'm just going to cut that out a little bit. I'm going to come on. Of course, this is going to be a pain. All right, so we only need to notch it a little bit here. Clean it up. Okay, so this is going to make it go together at an angle like that. Okay, so you have to anticipate the angle that you want it to be. Okay, and I intentionally wanted to make it go at that angle. Now I can always switch it, and it can go sort of, yeah. Okay, it's a really quick way of putting anything together, and you don't necessarily have to use all the other the wire joint, lap joint, and sandwich joint. This can work very well. Okay, and then I'm going to just do one more here, just to show you. I'm going to cut this out a little bit here. And this one is more parallel, or it's almost, actually it's going to run almost perpendicular. I know, my hands are in the way. Make sure you don't make your notch too big, because I did for the first one. I just winged it, and I didn't. And I should have put my cardboard down. Okay, so there's my notch, and this time it's going to be more in line here. Here we go. Okay, see that? Okay, that's interpenetration. Right. Now I did one earlier where you can also create intersections too. Okay, for your pieces. I don't think this will fit in here, but it might. Okay. But you can see you can build fairly quickly like this. Okay? All right. Next. I'm not going to show you the wire joint right now. I'll show it to you on the next video. Okay, this is a lap joint. And all this is we have laminated pieces of foam core and poster board and mat board, all right, and I just put them together, and put the dowel rod, or put the awl through it. Okay, and you can have a joint like, it doesn't have to be a sandwich joint. Okay, this is a sandwich joint. All right. A lap joint is where you don't have surfaces or planes on both sides of your articulated joint. Okay, and that can work also. You don't necessarily have to make this kind of a joint, okay? And what we'll do is, notice that I have a little much here, and I will cut that off. But before I cut that off, what I'll do is I'll glue something, sort of a yin-yang kind of thing. I'll glue some kind of a, let me get a bigger one here. I'll glue this on here, like that, and then I'll do the same on the other side. I'll do a white one on the other side, okay? And that will keep this pin in place so it doesn't pop out, okay? I hope that's pretty self-explanatory. Lastly is the sandwich joint, which I've shown you before, and it's fairly straightforward. But you don't necessarily have to use the foam core and really beef up the arms, okay? This is a sandwich joint, and all this are layers of, this is 3 layers of mat board and 3 layers of mat board, and then again I just punch a hole through them. And you want the hole and your pin to be fairly tight, okay? But you can see they just go together like this, and you just leave enough room, oops, little room on the inside. Enough depth in here so it'll rock back and forth so you can figure out where you want it. And I also like to round at least one end of my pin. It makes putting it in, that way you don't have a rough end. And also when you go to cut it off, on the outside you'll have a nice round thing here. And again, you would put, I don't know, some kind of something to cover up that joint, okay, and to hold that in place, and it'll still work. Okay. So that's it for that. I'm going to make video number 3, and it will have to do with doing the upper torso and how to augment that, make it more substantial than just a flat plane.